right, like I said, I put the thing up. We got our Patreons up so that I can read the names.
Sweet.
So I'm going to go ahead and say, hello, everyone.
Ooh.
Welcome to the StreamVoid podcast, episode 104.
Wow. That's crazy.
It is crazy. I am Mikey T, and of course, across from me is KurbStomped.
Hi.
You can find us everywhere under our respected monikers. Just Google us and you'll find us. We're everywhere.
Frugalus.
Frugalus?
That's my new search engine I've created.
Search
Frugal.
engine, the frugal search engine.
Yeah.
It only brings you up one search result because it's very frugal about
Exactly.
how many search results it gives you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah. It is November the 6th, 2022.
Oh my God, it's November.
It's November. We've just had the time change. There's snow on the ground.
Yeah,
I woke up this morning and I was like, all right, I'm going to go get some milk. I got into the car. I'm like, oh my God, it's 9:30 already? What the hell?
Oh yeah.
I came back inside and I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
But you are listening to the StreamVoid podcast. This is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Yes.
And let's talk about some of that in between stuff. And I will ask you, sir,
Okay.
how was your week?
Week was fine. I'm enjoying my work schedule. It's pretty good. Except, I mean, being tired after work is not my favorite.
Being like, well, it's 7 o'clock. Start thinking about bedtime.
Yeah, it's so stupid, man. It fucking sucks. Like, I get off work and I'm walking home. Like, on Friday night, I was walking home and I yawned probably like 30 times. It's like, oh my God, this is so stupid. So, whatever, it is what it is. But other than that, I like just doing what I'm doing. Being at the warehouse. Just listening to whatever podcasts. Getting stuff done, and then, yeah, that's fine.
Very nice.
The office still kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I overheard a ridiculous conversation at work. This woman that is my nemesis, I think she doesn't like her life too much either, because she was talking about her home life to the other woman, and I overheard it, and I was like, really? Your life sounds terrible. So she was talking about how it's not actually her husband. They're not married, but they're common law. But she went to buy coffee one day, and there was like a bum there, and he was like, hey, can you buy me a coffee? And she was like, okay, I'll buy a coffee. So he bought this bum a coffee and whatever. So then she went to the Tim Hortons another time, and he's like, oh, I'll buy you a coffee. I owe you one. And she's like, no, it's okay, whatever. And he's like, no, I can get you back your coffee. So she's like, okay. So she gets this coffee. So she told her husband about it afterwards. He's like, I don't want you to go back to that Tim Hortons ever again. Like, this guy's obviously stalking you and just whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God, is this guy like just so insecure? Like, this bum is going to steal her away from him? So I was like, whatever, that's super weird.
That is weird. And
then they were talking about the one woman, she's going on vacation. They're going to Mexico. Not my nemesis, but the other woman.
Yep.
And she's saying, like, oh, we're going to have, do this, that, and the other thing. And we'll, go for dinner and have a talk and, just talking about couple things they're going to do. And she's like, oh, no, me and my husband, we don't do anything like that. Like, we're not friends. We don't talk to each other at home. We don't have common interests. We don't do anything together and all this stuff.
Wow.
And I'm listening to this like, what the fuck? And the woman that she was talking to was like, oh, really? And she's just kind of like, oh, yeah, it's always the way it's been, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh. And I could tell, like, the woman she was talking to was like, that's so fucking strange. And she's like, well, the heart wants what it wants. And I just was like, oh, my God.
What?
That's so weird.
That is
like, they
strange.
don't do anything together or have common interests or, like, I was just like, oh, my God. No wonder you're the way you are.
No kidding.
So, I mean, if I was married to her too, I probably wouldn't want to have anything to do with her either. But
wow.
Well, she's so annoying, dude. Like, with her fake laugh and her terrible jokes and everything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone would be interested in what she has to say, but definitely not me.
There you go.
So, it's very weird anyways. But I always overhear this weird ass shit from them talking, and I'll just be like, oh my God, she's so weird. And she thinks it's normal.
It's 100% normal for somebody.
Well, that's the thing is I'll hear people say something and be like, wow, they think that's normal. They think that's a normal thing. Like, I don't want to name any names, but a couple of our mutual friends, I remember one time he was saying, like, oh, it's so weird that these two married people, he's like, it's so weird she doesn't yell at him all the time. And like, just, you know, they're just weird. They're like a weird couple because they don't yell at each other all the time. And I'm just sort of like, oh yeah, okay. I'm like, dude, what are you fucking talking about? You're the weird ones. Like, you shouldn't be like arguing with your partner all the time like that. Like, oh my God. But that's just what was normal to him because that's the way he was raised.
Yeah.
And that's the way his relationship was. So it's just like, well, that's what happens. The wife belittles the husband. That's just the way it goes.
The way it is. Here's your honey-do list.
Yeah.
Smacking him with a newspaper.
Basically.
Go do it.
I mean, whatever. It's the honey-do list is having the honey-do list is a little different than being like, why did you fuck up the honey-do list? Why are you so stupid? Why don't you shut up, you stupid idiot? Rather than like, oh, you made an error here. So, anyways.
Well, that's an abusive relationship.
Oh, well, obviously, 110%. Obviously,
that's interesting because I have no idea who you're talking about. So,
I mean, I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you afterwards.
If it's mutual, I'm like,
yes, it is. It is mutual. So, anyways, other than that, I mean, I've been trying to stream at my regular time, but every night I'm just like, oh, too tired. So I think I just have to go right after work, basically.
Yeah, you definitely do.
But it sucks.
Eat some food, start streaming.
I know, it sucks, though. I don't like to start that early.
I know. Neither, when I was streaming like that, I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had to.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm tired by 9. I got to go to bed.
I know, it's so stupid. Like, what the fuck? Am I a grandpa over here or what? Jesus Christ, man. It sucks balls. So, anyways, I'm going to have to start doing that.
Yeah.
Because I missed a lot of streaming just because I'd be like, okay, tonight, 7 o'clock. And then I'd be like, actually, I fell asleep. So,
yeah, I mean,
not
you get
7
up,
o'clock.
You get off, you go home.
Yeah.
You know, you get back. It's 3:30. You grab a snack. You go live.
I know. It sucks.
That's what I was doing. I would go live around 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Get home, shower, eat a little bit. Go live at 5. Get off at like 8:39. Eat dinner. Go to bed.
Yeah, I probably have to start doing that too.
Yeah.
Sucks anyways. But I do, other than that, I really like the schedule of being off that early. And it's like, especially this time of year, it's like, wow, I'm going,
it's still light out.
I'm going home and it's still light out. That's crazy. Going to work when it's pitch black, not as fun, but even still, even if it was like my regular hours, it's kind of like, the sun's barely coming up when I'm on my way to work. So it's not even that much better. So yeah, anyways, what can you do really?
It's true.
Other than that, I didn't really do too much. I guess I watched a weird new show.
A weird new show?
Well, I was at work and my coworker was like, have you seen this new show called The Brand New Cherry Flavor? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, it's on Netflix and it's like this weird horror TV show and I don't know what it's about. Someone was watching it and she said she saw like someone had a cut in their side and a woman was putting her hand in it and it was all weird and everything like that. And I was like, I have no idea what this is. So then I went on Netflix and looked it up and it's called The Brand New Cherry Flavor. And like, I would have never watched this show because first of all, what does this name Brand New Cherry Flavor mean?
Yeah, that's odd.
Like, is it a cooking show? I don't know. And then the picture on Netflix is just a picture of a cat. Like a normal cat.
That's weird.
So I just was like, I've seen it, and I just was like, well, I'm not watching a cat show. Like, whatever, right?
A cat show called Brand New Cherry Flavor.
Yeah. So, but then I actually started watching it, and I was just like, oh wow, this is actually good. Like, it's like a sort of weird, like almost Lynchian like horror show with like, what the fuck is going on here? Huh. It's saying Lynchian really. Well, probably doesn't mean anything to you really, but it's not that weird. Like David Lynch stuff is like, why is that woman dancing like she has to pee? And
yes, David Lynch stuff is weird.
So this is weird, but not quite that weird.
Lynch light?
Yeah, maybe. It's just it's interesting. It's interesting. So it's a limited series. I think 6 episodes. Maybe I've watched 2, and I was like, okay, I'll watch the rest of this. But like, does anyone even know what this show is or about or anything?
Not me, that's for sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even come up for me. I don't think I've ever seen it in my list.
Yeah, I would see it if I'd be scrolling through, and I'd just be like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. Don't show me that. So I'm happy she was like telling me about it at work. So very weird anyways. But I didn't really watch or play anything else really too interesting. I played a little Satisfactory, but then I was just like, I don't need to play any more of this right now. And I played Watch Dogs Legion. Actually, there was a pretty interesting mission that I did in that one.
Yeah.
It's like near future, you know, that game?
Yes.
So it's like you got like the weird tech. So there was a mission where I had to steal the blueprints to make these micro drones to fly around. And the mission was I flew the micro drone in the supercomputer. And I had to like sabotage the supercomputer by flying in and like destroying the heat sinks and stuff like that. So it would destroy the computer. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So you're like flying in the computer and you see all the cabling and wires and shit like that and the fans blowing and everything. So it was pretty interesting. Huh. But yeah, that's an interesting game.
Yes.
It's not like Watch Dogs 1 and 2. It's like more in depth. So
yeah,
I like it.
Cool.
I want to beat it. I'm going to beat it.
Beat it. Go
One
ahead.
of my things I've been thinking about recently is like I started a lot of games on stream, but never beat them. So I'm going to start doing that. I have beaten games on stream, just not that many. So I'm going to do it.
Good. I don't think I've ever beaten a game on stream.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Sure. Gorogoa.
Oh, yeah. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new one.
And Battletoads.
And Battletoads, yeah.
You streamed the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, I meant Battletoads.
Oh. I was going to say. Okay.
No. We talked about it, but no.
I beat it on stream.
You beat it, yeah.
Me, Tank, and Master of None.
There you go.
We did it all together, 3-way.
Ooh.
It's not gay in a 3-way.
No, it sure isn't. Yeah, just the ones that we've beaten on stream.
Or in like the Mokred, we beat that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Never beat Rise of Nightmares though. That's the one hole in the old
one
library.
chink in the armor.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's about my week really.
Yeah, nice.
What about yourself?
Just worked. It's pretty standard.
How's the work going?
Pretty standard working. It's decidedly less stressful.
I love it. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
I got I don't know. I can't. It's going to be interesting when I have to fire someone or.
Ooh, yeah, that'll suck.
Lay someone off or something.
Do you want to give a like a tell
No,
them
we were talking about it.
Tell
the
them
other
they're
day.
they're on the verge here on the podcast.
We were talking about it the other day. It was like, have you had to fire anyone yet? And I'm like, nope,
never ever,
not yet.
Oh,
I've been I've been the project manager for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks now.
But like never in an old job or anything.
Never in an old job. No, I've never held that kind of authority.
Oh yeah,
I've hired people, but never fired people.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting when that happens, or
especially since you're all
contractors.
Pals.
Stuff happens where you have to lay people off. It's happened before, but
yeah. I mean, also you're all pals there too.
Yeah,
so.
and we're all pals.
Yeah,
so it makes it even a little bit harder.
Yeah. So that does suck. Yeah, I've fired a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy was stealing. That was easy.
Yeah.
Then the one guy just was like a fuck up totally. So
yeah.
I was like, no, it's not going to work out.
You tend to keep your work people at a distance.
Oh,
though.
big time. More or less everybody at work. There's very few that I would be like, yeah, okay, I could do something after work with you or whatever.
Yeah.
But more or less everybody's like, they'll be like, we're going to go out for dinner. I'm like, no, I'm not going. Like, I don't even see anyone I like as much as I see you guys. Like, fuck that shit. So.
Whereas with me, I came up from the bottom and having to share hotels and all that with everybody. You tend to hang out with each other all the time. Yeah. You get to know everyone. You get to be friends with everybody.
Well, and it's also a little different when like everyone you work with is generally like a single dude with no kids.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'm working with like, oh, this woman's a grandma. This woman has 3 kids living with her. Like this dude, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you listen to all the same music. Everyone likes all the same things. Everyone likes doing all the same stuff.
Yeah. That's a little different.
So yeah, with especially with the guys who are actually listening to this podcast, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. So when he fires you, don't take it personally.
Yeah, don't take it personally.
If you want me to fire him, I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be your guy that serves them their papers. You're on notice, everybody that's hearing this, just so you know. And if you don't want to get fired, just sign up for the Patreon. It's easy.
Yep. Only Patreon members don't get fired. That's like one of the perks.
I like it. That's a good idea. Good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, I remember like, thinking like, oh, it'll be hard to fire somebody, but when it gets to that point, it's just like, I just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll probably be harder if that comes to something for you, where it's more of a layoff rather than a firing. Because I don't actually see you firing anybody for being a fuck up, really. But it'll be just like, oh, there's no work. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, at my job, it's just like, you idiot, get the fuck out of my face. I don't want to see you ever again. So,
yeah. They'll always be work though.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
we're literally the best.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a meeting and the higher ups were like, "Oh yeah, you guys are the best."
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, exactly. And you were like, "You're welcome."
Yeah, you're totally welcome.
I did this while I was being hindered. So imagine what I can do when I can actually do a good job.
Yeah, right.
So crazy.
So I've had the time to work on some programming in Excel and making new spreadsheets.
Wow.
And I don't have to be just strictly on the design, but I've got a lot of stuff in Jira that needs to be checked. So that's what you can do. So the guys who are working in the design team now, they can flag an item that needs to be checked, and then it comes up on my dashboard, and then I have to go through and check all these items to make sure they're done right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's getting big. I should probably go through and knock some of it down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I think I'm just going to go to Kelowna tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Road trip. Surprise.
Boss is in town.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet since I've been promoted, so I figure I should go and show my face and be like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
awful over
here.
Yeah,
shape up or ship out, sirs.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do on tomorrow.
Fun.
Because I got one of the guys is going down, and I'll just catch a ride with him because I don't want to drive.
Dude, you're totally the boss. I don't want to drive. You're driving. Yes, sir.
There's no...
Beautiful.
So the office in Kelowna is right next to the dump. But
Perfect place for it.
But because it's a business, you can't dump in the dump.
Oh, yeah?
You have to pay like huge fees.
Yeah.
So we got to go down there and like load it all up and take it somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird.
Wow. Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. Just throw it over the fence.
Just throw it over the fence.
Easy.
Yeah.
God, what a stinky work site, man.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Not
it's
too bad.
Well,
That
it's on a cherry farm. It's also on a cherry farm next to the dump.
So it smells fine until the cherries start to rot.
They got those sonic cannons out there to keep the birds off the trees.
Oh, wow.
So every so often you just pow.
Oh, crazy.
Sonic cannons? I don't know. Are they sonic cannons or are they shoot blanks off into the air? I don't know.
Is it a boom?
It's a boom.
Yeah, it might be just like a blank thing.
Yeah. They just set it off to keep the birds away. I think, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Other than work, which has been, less stressful. Less stressful. Feeling the need to do things. We went hiking/hunting yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
In the old just up past Batch.
Mm-hmm.
It started snowing. There's like 4 inches of snow up there, so we were hiking up the hills.
What were you hunting for?
Hunting for ducks or geese.
Excuse me.
I wasn't hunting, but the wife was hunting.
Mm-hmm.
She went off in the opposite direction of us, went to a long lake and just camped out there.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get the ducks to come in so we get a nice duck dinner.
Oh, yeah. And did that happen?
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
But she's still working on her like call techniques and
yeah. What's
her
up,
duck is very convincing now.
Oh, yeah.
You would like hear it and be like, "Is that a real duck?
Is that a real duck?" Crazy.
Yeah, it's ultra convincing. It's like it's like when you're playing Terraria and the new duck comes in and you hear it, you're like, it's so lifelike. You're
Are
like,
there
what the
even
frig?
any ducks left here? Have they flown away by now?
They're starting to fly away, but when it's she says when it starts to snow and it's like really cold, they tend to stay on the water.
Oh, yeah.
So it's usually a good time to go out.
Need a dog to go pick them up when she blasts them.
Yeah, she's got like hip waders.
Oh my God, firing over the water, eh? Isn't that illegal, actually?
I don't know.
I thought firing over the water was illegal.
I don't think it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. I don't hunt, but...
Yeah.
Anyways.
And then, Rip and Crayon and I just went hiking in the hills.
Oh, fun.
Walked up a hill, tried to get a geocache, but we're like looking for it, and it's like the hint was in a crevasse.
A crevasse?
Halfway down the hill in a crevasse. Like, great. There's 4 inches of snow on the ground. We ain't finding this thing.
No crevasse finding
No
today.
crevasse finding.
Crazy.
Got back. We took the Jeep out, and this road is real rough. Like, it's terrible. We're sliding all over the place because you're like on like 10 degree, 12 degree, 15 degree inclines.
Fun slipping around,
back end, sliding all over the place.
Nice.
Shit's super muddy. I got to go get it cleaned up tomorrow or today.
Do you have winters on that thing?
All terrain mud and snows.
Oh yeah.
They do the job.
Very good.
But it's good to get out there and learn what the Jeep behaves like in the snow.
Exactly.
It was a little bit sketchy at times, but you get used to it.
Yeah, it's got a roll bar, doesn't it?
Are we going to get stuck?
It's got a roll bar.
Yeah. Yeah. All Jeeps have like a roll cage.
Perfect. No worries.
Not like super
no worries.
Strong roll cages.
You're fine.
But they're fine. I need to get a winch, but out in the Great Plains of the Lac
what are you going to hook it to area. A crack in the dirt?
Yeah, right. There's nothing out there to hook your winch to. So
exactly.
If we got stuck,
destroying some sensitive ecological preserves, I see.
Yeah. Well, the difference between because there's like a 4x4 off-road club area before there, the protected area,
like that big hill.
Yeah, like the big hill, but it extends fairly far behind there.
Yeah.
And all the place where it gets all ponded or where there's like ponds, but they're all dried up now. It's just like tracks through the mud. It's just like all chewed up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. But the road is like, as soon as you get over the cattle guard into the Lac du Bois area, the road just turns into utter crap.
Yeah.
It's just rutted and potholed and unmaintained.
Well, I don't think they ever get graded or anything. So.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Definitely not. So you got to like find your own way out there.
Sometimes. Which is kind of against the rules up there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to stay on the road.
You stay on the road. It is difficult to stay on the road.
Oh, yeah, big time.
So, at some points. Not for me, though. I got a Jeep. It's fine.
Yeah.
It started raining, snowing, hailing. We were up there, too.
Triple threat.
Yeah. And then we just came back. Got a couple tacos.
From
Senior Froggies.
Oh, the frog.
Yeah, I haven't had Senior Froggies in a while. And then we watched actually the video of that pizza I showed in the pre-show. Yeah. Them making that, and then a review of an air fryer lid, and he was cooking tater tots in this air fryer lid. It's just like a lid that went on your pot with like a fan in it. Yeah, and now it's like an air fryer lid.
Yeah, it's basically what air fryer is.
Yeah,
it's like a convection oven,
but it worked like crap.
Of course,
it didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Of course,
he was making tater tots, and I'm like, man, I haven't had tater tots, but I'm like, oh my god,
Senior
Froggies,
nice.
Here we go. Went there, had some snacks. Went to Bright Eyes with Briscoe.
Yeah,
and Rip.
Nice.
And it was a long time. It took a half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, somewhere around there to get a table.
Yeah.
Just packed. Absolutely packed. They had open the new side with the bar and the arcade area. And just packed.
Yep.
Just packed. But man, they have the best house-made smoked ketchup I've ever had.
Yeah, that stuff is good. If you order on their website now, that costs extra to get.
Does it?
Yeah, they've revamped. Before you would order on their website and whatever. Now they use some other like ordering website thing, and it was like, what kind of ketchup do you want, regular or smoked? And it's $1 more for the smoked ketchup. And I was just like, what are you doing? Yeah,
that's weird. Like the last time it's worth, but it's weird.
It's the last time I'm going to order takeout from them because it was also way too expensive.
Yes.
It was like DoorDash prices, but like you pick it up yourself. It's like, no, thank you. So it was good, but it was just like, I'm not ordering from them again.
I'll just get a jar of that smoked ketchup. Just take home. Like, why is that not a thing that we can do?
I don't know.
Like, get their ketchup to go? It's so good. It's so good.
You can probably make it pretty easily. It's probably just ketchup with like liquid smoke in it.
Yeah, who knows? So it is fairly chunky though.
Well, they probably make like a ketchup.
Yeah, I would imagine that it's
but
fully
it's probably
house-made.
Pretty basic. Tomato, sugar, salt, liquid smoke. I recreated it right now.
It could be.
Yeah,
could be. I'll have to look up a recipe. I haven't made my own ketchup in quite a while.
I've never made my own ketchup.
I've made my own ketchup once.
I made my own barbecue sauce that was ketchup based.
Oh yeah, I've done that too. But I made the ketchup as well that went in it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
no, I've never done that.
It's good.
Nice.
It's good. As for stuff that I played, we played some Deep Rock Galactic on Friday, which was fun. Going to play some more after the podcast.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So if anybody wants to join us, we got 2 open slots. Maybe just one because we might have Neangelo joining us as well.
Fun.
Dwarf mining through the Galactic Empire. It's a good time. It's a good time. I enjoy it. Play some Overwatch 2. They put Bastion back into the game. And he just steamrolls now. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
I know.
I don't know what that means.
Bastion's the robot that used to turn into a turret that couldn't move.
Okay.
Now he's a robot that turns into a tank that just moves all the time.
Okay.
He's got like 10 seconds or 8 seconds of tank power, and then it's on like an 8 or 10 second cooldown. But the amount of DPS you can output in that mode is ridiculous. You sit there and hold the button down and hose the entire back line down.
Oh, crazy.
Like, see you later, healers. That was good. It was a good time. Nice. And then, of course, I bought Vampire Survivors on Steam.
Yes.
And I looked it up, and you can just transfer your Xbox Game Pass save straight on over, because it's the same game. So you just transfer your Game Pass, game over. I got and just the achievements started rolling in.
Nice. Does it have trading cards? Did you get all trading cards too?
Oh, I don't know if it's got trading cards. I didn't check.
Oh yeah.
But I had 64 achievements.
Nice. It's like half of them.
Yeah. There's a ton.
Yeah, it's like 120, I think.
Yeah. And so I started playing that again. I'm like, yeah. It's a lot more difficult than Bounty of One.
Yeah.
Because Bounty of One's just like, well, raise your health, raise your damage, raise your thing. It's not based on weapons, which I like about Vampire Survivor. So I was playing that a little bit the other night as well.
How's it run on the Steam Deck?
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's so nice to play it on the deck.
Nice.
So nice.
Nice.
Yeah. That was my week.
Cool.
Nothing too exciting.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I like it.
We'll get some exciting stuff going on sooner or later.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you watch? No, you haven't watched any Cabinet of Curiosities yet.
No.
We'll probably talk about that sooner or later.
After Andor.
It's super good.
Yeah.
Andor. Season 1, episode 9.
Yeah. That's the one.
That's the one. So this is the one where Andor is still in jail.
Yeah.
Still doing things.
Mm-hmm.
I found this episode to be very all over the place. Like, they didn't really focus on one thing for too long, and it's just like jumped here and jumped there, and it was fairly all over the place.
I mean, that's kind of the way the whole series has been, really, I thought.
Yeah, it has been, but I felt like this one was a little bit more disjointed than usual.
I didn't really notice that, but no, not really. I knew what was going on. They have a lot to show. Whereas
they do.
The only one that still seems like, what's the point of this story now, is the guy from Lazy Town. It's like, what's his point now?
Yes.
He's getting very desperate.
Yes, he is.
And it's like, why?
Desperate and creepy.
Yeah, what's his deal? So, who knows anyways. But this one, they showed Mon Mothma, who we now know her cousin is the girl that was working with Andor to steal the money.
Yeah, she was the head lady.
Yeah. Which we didn't realize. We didn't know. I don't think we knew.
No, we definitely didn't know.
That was Mon Mothma's cousin.
Yeah, it's when they did the announcement. It's like, oh, your cousin's coming. She's like, what? And I'm like, who?
Yeah. Who's your cousin?
Who's your cousin?
Yeah.
Why is this important?
And I was like, oh, it's her. Okay. They showed a lot of Bix getting tortured.
Yes.
Which was pretty brutal. The way they showed... Like, they described what the torture was just like, oh, that's very disturbing. Like, it's like the death screams of a race, and especially the kids, because that's particularly bad. But, like, the woman acting as Bix, when she started getting tortured and they zoomed in on her eyes and stuff, I was like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Is she really getting tortured? It's pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah. The doctor was cool. Dr.
Joseph Goebbels. I mean... Yeah, they're very fascist in this show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So,
oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Zorgst or something like that?
Something like that,
yeah. He's just like a Nazi, basically. And then Andor really wants to break out of prison, but I can't even remember what Andy Serkis's character's name is. Just like, shut up. And he's like, they're not listening to us, buddy. Like, they don't care about us.
They don't care.
Just tell me how many guards there are here. And he's just like, no, I won't do it. But it ended up being something happened. People got killed, and they don't really know why. And in this jail,
second floor just all got wiped out. Everyone on the second floor just died.
Why did it happen this way? Like, what happened? And eventually they learn, like, a guy that was supposed to get paroled just got put back into a different floor, and they let the information out, like, that he didn't get released. So rather than, like, whatever, being like, oops, we screwed it up. He's supposed to go. They just killed everybody on the floor to like cover it up, basically. And they say that everybody in the colony is going to get killed.
Yeah. Nobody's getting out.
Just because they don't want, I guess a riot or whatever to happen.
It's probably what I was thinking of. What it was is that no one's getting out. Everyone's going to die because there's no room left in the jail. Because because the sentences have become so grossly inflated, and everyone's getting just thrown into jail now. It's just like getting too overcrowded, and they're just going to kill everyone there.
Yeah, the way I thought they said in the show that there was a guy that was supposed to be released, but they just sent him to another floor.
Yeah, definitely did.
Yeah.
But so Andy's character name is Kino.
Oh yeah,
Kino boy.
Kino. At the end of the show though, where they finally learn and like, hey, everybody's gonna die, and Andor asks him again, like, how many guards are on every floor, and he's just like, no more than 12. And then the episode ended. I was like, for fuck's sake!
Oh yeah. After that, I was like, yes. I was like, no.
Why is it over now? God damn it! So I was pretty stoked about seeing the next episode.
Is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. At first, when he first went into this jail, and they were like walking him into the like lockdown area, and they have him walk right by the boot rack where you can just get your fresh boots. I was like, man, this is stupid. Why would they have these out in the open like that? But it's like, they're not really out in the open. It's like they're all locked away in an area where there's no chance of getting to these like electric proof boots. So I was like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. So I'm excited to see what happens next episode.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, the one, the older gentleman on their table had a stroke.
Yes.
And so they stayed with him in the hall. Like, he had a stroke right in the hallway when they were changing shifts.
Yeah.
And so they had to wait for a doctor to come in, and the doctor basically told them that nobody's getting out. Everybody is dying.
Yes. And I can't help him, so let me just kill him here in a way that'll let him die peacefully.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, we really have to get out of here. So yeah, Andor finally got the information from Kino, like, we can get out of this place.
Yeah, and this scene really shows that Kino's actually, he's sympathetic to his inmates. He wants everyone to get out. He wants everyone to survive.
Oh yeah, big time. And but he has to be like the boss.
But he has to be the boss.
Yeah. Make sure everybody follows the, what is it called? Order or something?
The program.
Stay on program?
Stay on program.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows that he's not, he's not just a heartless guy who's not thinking about people.
Yeah.
He's actually there. He's thinking about his fellow inmates and wants everyone to survive and get out.
Exactly.
But he also wants to survive and get out.
Exactly. So, I mean, we didn't see him in Rogue One.
We sure didn't.
We'll see if he makes it.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have to be in Rogue One.
No, I know, but you know, with certain characters, it's like, well, are we going to see, Mon Mothma's cousin lady there? I don't think so.
Vel?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Vel. I don't think she was in Rogue One, so.
No, I don't think she was in either.
So
I did restart watching it, so I'm pretty sure she's not.
I'm going to watch Rogue One after I finish watching Andor, but it'd be interesting to see if what's-her-name is an episode of this. Jan Eero or whatever her name was from Rogue One. Is that what her name was?
No, she won't be.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Not
I think
even
the only person I think we're going to see is K2SO.
I mean, did we already see him?
We saw K2 robots.
Model? Yeah.
We didn't see K2SO. And I'm pretty sure that even if it's not this season, maybe it's the next season that we see him, because he's got to come across him sooner or later.
I guess so. But yeah, this is the best Star Wars thing.
Jyn Erso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Since the original 3, I don't know.
I'd say since 3.5.
Like since the special editions?
No.
Oh, since Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Okay.
Because Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It has like the highest highs for Darth Vader and the almost the lowest lows for Darth Vader in one movie.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Darth Vader's lowest point is when the Emperor is like, oh, you killed Padme, you just don't remember. And he goes, no! But it also has the highest of highs where he goes on the Yavin 4 and, like, kills all the rebel troopers right at the end of the movie. in this like post-credit scene, basically, where his lightsaber comes on, he just murders everybody. But in that movie, it also has like the worst pun he ever says too, where he says something about like, "Don't let your ambitions
choke you."
Yeah,
and he spins around with his stupid.
That is like one of the worst scenes of all time.
Yeah, I think that scene and Vader post Yavin 4 is the worst Vaderage ever.
Even when he's kicking the shit out of everybody?
Not when he's kicking the shit out of everybody, but when he's like, anytime he walks, because he's got so much swagger when he walks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I still think it's the best Star Wars movie ever.
Wow.
But I also think, the Vader parts were the worst parts about Vader. Worst Vader in any movie.
Yeah, except when he laid the smackdown.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. Because like, and then we just roll right into episode 4.
Yeah.
Literally can roll right into episode 4.
Literally. Yeah, so anyways, I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
So when I was, last night I did the movie stream and Mosh was on it and we were talking about Star Wars and Marvel and stuff like that. He's like, I just can't watch all this stuff. Like, you have to watch it all. I'm like, no, you don't have to watch it all. Just watch what you like.
Yeah.
And he's like, but then you don't know what's going on. And I'm like, you don't need to know what's going on. Like, I liked Moon Knight, and there was like nothing involving the extended MCU in that.
Yeah, 0 things.
He's like, well, you don't know that. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I don't know that. But it's like, I also don't care about that. It doesn't matter.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
Because I've watched it.
Yeah.
And I've watched literally, almost literally everything. Marvel.
But then in She-Hulk, what was the only MCU thing in that? Like Scar? Like Hulk's son?
And
was there anything else in there? I mean, I guess Daredevil, but
yeah, Daredevil and Abomination.
Yeah, but even then, like, is that going to affect anything? That didn't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe Scar's son, I would think, has to be something. Otherwise, why even do it?
Yeah,
but you don't
maybe
have
just for the memes.
Yeah, with his receding hairline hairdo. Oh my god. So, anyways, if you don't care about Star Wars, you can enjoy Andor as a science fiction show.
You sure can. A science fiction political intrigue show.
Yeah.
With mild amounts of action.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's very little action.
Yeah, it's more just like, it's like a thriller.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you don't like Star Wars, you can still enjoy Andor.
You sure can.
You wouldn't even know it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, there's not even anything with the Force in it or anything.
No.
No.
There's no Force. There's no DL-44s. There's no...
Nothing. No midichlorians.
No. Yeah. The only thing... Do you?
What?
I'm trying to think of if you see a destroyer.
I mean, there's a crashed one that's at the start of when Andor's a kid. Isn't that a crashed Star Destroyer?
No, that's a crashed Carillion Corvette.
Oh.
That crashes, but...
I don't know if there's a Star Destroyer.
Do you see
there must have been Star Destroyers. Yeah, well, we see Sand Troopers.
Oh, yeah.
Or Shore Troopers.
Yeah.
There must have been a Star Destroyer when they went to that planet with where Andor was from to take it over.
Oh, probably.
Start their investigation.
Yeah. I can't recall now.
I can't either.
But yeah, you definitely see Shore Troopers, Sand Troopers, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, Shore Troopers.
In the one of the later episodes.
Yeah, there's Stormtroopers because there's like that whole scene of a flashback where the guys are gonna throw rocks at the Stormtroopers, and then like Andor's adoptive dad like goes in the street and is like, "Hey man, everybody chill out," and then the Stormtroopers stop and turn around and like blow them away.
Even with the newer stuff when they come and take over.
Yeah, so there's definitely Stormtroopers.
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyways, Andor.
Highly recommend.
Yes.
Game Club.
Yes.
Game Club. Each week, we play a section, chapter, segment, timed interval of a game.
There it is.
And then we talk about it.
Yes.
We, of course, played Plague Tale Innocence on our last one.
Yes.
And now we're playing Plague Tale Requiem.
Yes.
Which is the latest Plague Tale. Just came out.
Yes.
People are loving it. It's getting high ratings. We're only on chapter 3.
We're only on... Yeah. Chapter 3, that's right.
So one thing I've found so far about this is that the chapters, there seem to be natural breaks where a chapter could stop and start again, and they just blow through it.
Yes.
And make the chapters longer. Maybe that's something that they were thinking about doing. Maybe people were complaining that chapters were too short. and they weren't getting enough.
I don't think that was a problem personally.
No, me neither.
I actually preferred it before, but
oh yeah, 100%. I like those short little chapters. It was nice. You can sit down.
Short is I wouldn't even call it. They're like an hour long, so
yeah, 45 to an hour.
I don't know if I'd call those short, but anyways,
they're kind of short. Yeah, they're kind of short.
Anyways,
but they were broken up nicely. Whereas this one doesn't seem to be broken.
This
up
chapter wasn't as bad as the last chapter, where it was about 4 times where I was like, okay, this has got to be the end. It's like, nope, it keeps going.
Yeah.
So I will say that I enjoyed the first game more than this game so far.
I'm going to 100% agree with that.
Yes. Right now I don't know if it's just whatever, but there's a lot more hand holding going on. Like, it's a harder game overall because in the first game you could kill enemies by hitting them in the head with a rock because no one wore a helmet at the start of the game.
Yeah.
But in this game they start wearing helmets immediately. But even like little dumb puzzles, I'll have Luke, like in this chapter we had to get out of a barn with all their like the depot. And it's like, okay, how do we get up to the level? And immediately Lucas is just like, oh, there's a card over here. Let's push it. And it's like, I literally didn't even have a chance to look for anything.
I know. As soon as you walk down there, he's like, oh, there's a cart right here. We can get this out of the way. We can get it.
And it's just like, you didn't even give me like 1 second to try to even look around here.
Yeah.
So just a lot of like that kind of thing. And it's always like, well, oh, I can put, like, Lucas will be like, oh, I'll pull the lever and then you can do this. And it's just like, well, why didn't you like me tell you to do this and I'll do it? Like, why am I even playing this? Some of the things, like in the first game, it was like, you know, it's not realistic because there's like rat tornadoes and shit coming at you.
Yeah.
But in this game, like in this depot, our idea is like, we got to get past the guards.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? We'll fire a ballista at them. Okay, fine. And Lucas is like, I'll put the little exploding powder on there. That'll blow it up and we can get out.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So then we're setting it all up and Amici's like, okay, who's going to open the door? And then, oh, we don't need to open the door. This is going to trigger the explosion. Otherwise, it won't prime. So we'll just blow it through the door. And it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what is going on here? This is so dumb. So we start this chapter. Yeah, that was like the end.
Yeah, that was the end of the chapter. But I'll say we start this chapter back at the house, and they're like, okay, we got to go back into the city and get to a alchemist's supply store, like the alchemist that was in the market at the start of the game.
Yeah,
we have to go find him now because he's going to have Nightshade, which will help stop Hugo's tremors.
Yeah.
Or Hugo's seizures.
Macula or whatever.
Yeah, his macula-induced seizures. So it starts to rain. There's nobody in the courtyard. And they're like, okay, we got to go outside the city. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, well, here we go again, back into the city. And then it's just like, it's just almost a replay of the second chapter.
Yeah.
It's literally a replay of the second chapter. You go into some ichor. It's disgusting. It's supposed to like induce some sort of, some emotion. It was gross. Yes. But I'm like, are they just doing this now to just be gross?
Yeah, basically.
And so, we get through this little gross part in like the merchant's district where it's like the awful
They
pit
throw
where
all
they
the guts from the slaughtered animals in this pit
and
that
so
goes nowhere.
You're walking through it slowly because, it's knee high and you got like boots on. You're trying not to get disgusting.
And Lucas is, I got it in my mouth.
Yeah, I got it in my mouth.
Okay, that's gross. We get it.
Yeah. You get through and then, you do couple little puzzles. The rats come out. Yeah. You get through the rats and then the dudes come out. I'm like, fuck, we just did this last chapter.
That's the other thing too is it's like, okay, I know a lot of people, I don't know, like in the first game it was like mostly like sort of guided where it's like you got to go through this building. Oh, all the doors are locked.
Yeah.
There's one door unlocked. That's the one you go through. This one, you get to all these open areas, and it's like, okay, just go to town. Use your abilities and get through here, which I don't really like.
I find that okay. I think that's
fine, but it's just like, okay, I can go all the way down this way, or I can go way over here or whatever. And it's like, well, if I go over here, is there even a point for me to go over here?
Yeah.
And I don't know. The rules of the game are, I don't know, they're like hit and miss this time. It'll be like, okay, I can see there's 2 lights. I want to go between the lights. There's no rats. But it's like, oh, I strayed too close to a wall, and all the rats jump over the wall and get me. It's like, why didn't they just have the rats there so I would know this? I'm just getting these deaths because it's like, I didn't even know there was rats there. Like, what is going on here?
And there are sections where the rat swarm is just kind of like a couple of rats here and there, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
Well, what's going on here? Can I go through this? Is this a thing I can do?
Yeah.
And you like go up, one touches you, and just they're all there.
Yes. And then the other thing too is like you light the stick to carry the fire between whatever because you can. And as soon as you light the stick, Lucas is like, well, I have to put my hand on your back so you walk half as fast. Yeah. It's like, get your fucking hand off of me, kid, and let me just walk at a normal pace.
Yeah, and you can't actually just tell him to stay there either.
No. It's
just like, I'm just going to go over here because there's crafting material over here. And crafting material, let's talk about that because they're just like bits. Yes. It's like, here's 5 parts. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What do these 5 parts do?
Well, when you get to the workbench, it requires parts and tool to upgrade your thing. So
yeah, they oversimplified the first game, because the first game you were getting leather, you were getting cloth, string, all this kind of stuff to upgrade your gear, and this one you get parts.
Yes, they definitely did simplify it a lot. Well, the other thing too is like the rocks. You have unlimited rocks, just rocking all day long. Yeah. And now it's like, in the first game, it was like, oh, I only have 2 rocks left. So you'd have to think like, oh, can I kill this guy? Like, what's going to come up next? It never really was a problem that you ran out of rocks in the first game. So that's probably why they changed it.
It induced a little bit of like, okay, well, do I have enough rocks to get through here? Am I going to get rocks later? I mean, you always did. Yeah. But it puts that thought in your mind. You're like, how am I going to play this? I got 2 rocks.
And the other thing, too, is like, again, typical sequelitis here. It's like, oh, I lost all my abilities and knowledge from the first game. It's like in the first game, I leveled up and I didn't need tools and I didn't need a workbench to upgrade my gear, and I had a better sling. And it's just like in between the games, it's like, fuck, throw this shit in the trash, man.
don't need
this anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, come on, seriously. And with her knowledge, she'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot we could make like this powder or whatever. And it's like, oh my God, seriously?
Yeah, there were, I mean, for us, because we played it just like a couple months before it came out, like the first one, whereas other people, it's been, a couple years.
But even still, like, think of the character of Amicia.
Yes.
Like, she's like, oh yeah, oh right, I could make exploding powder. I don't remember the recipe, but yeah.
Yeah, I really do like the fact that you can combine the stuff with the pot now.
Yeah,
to
that's
make something
interesting.
Different. That's cool.
Interesting.
But overall, like with the dumbed downness of the crafting and just some of the other stuff, where it's like they're just being gross to be gross now. It's like it's not so much moving as it was in the first game.
Yeah, like when in the first game when you go through the slaughtered pig yard and you're like, oh my God, they killed all the animals, and it's like there's the pig avalanche and everything like that. It was gross, but it added something to it. In this one, it's just like, what did this do? It made us walk slowly through it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow, okay, sweet. I have to waste this time to walk around here.
Yeah, it didn't invoke any kind of, like, feeling of whatever they were trying to get us to feel. It did not. I was just like, okay, we're just going to go through this now.
Exactly.
It just artificially made it longer, and it just didn't do anything for it.
So the other thing, too, is obviously something's wrong with Amicia, because she's just, like, whining and complaining the whole time, and she even says, like, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, she's got like whatever, PTSD, or she's going through shock or something like that. But
understandable.
They made her way too annoying. Like, she's just complaining about everything. And it's just like, okay, I get it, but like, shut the fuck up. And the other thing too is like, one of the lines, like the writing is just not as good in this one either.
100% isn't.
There was a line where she's like, oh, I can't believe we left Hugo with that guy. He's just torturing him and everything like that. And it's like, he's literally dealt with this guy for like 10 minutes. Like, you're talking like he's been torturing him for like months and months here. It's literally been 10 minutes since he's even seen Hugo.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, settle down a little bit here. Though I did enjoy when she lost her mind and
that was probably the best scene of this whole chapter, is when she's just they get to the alchemist's house. Did you walk through the water? in the back of the
I
Alchemist
did,
house,
unfortunately.
where you it's up to your ankles, but
and
you're
she
still like
walks
wading
so
through
slow.
it.
Yeah, I walked through it. And as I walked into it, I'm like, I know this is a waste of time, and I get through it, and it's not going to be anything of value over here. And lo and behold, nothing of value.
Mm-hmm.
So I just was like, why did they even just... as I was doing it, I was like, why didn't they just put up an invisible wall? Like, just save me the time of me walking
or just
in
make
this.
the walking normal through it, because it's up to her ankles.
Anyways.
It's not even deep.
But that was right by the tree, right? So did you hit the plants out of the tree?
I hit one.
Because there was two, and one of them was Hugo's herbarium.
I hit the Hugo's herbarium out of there, but then after that, I couldn't shoot them at all. I couldn't even bring my sling out.
Oh, okay. I shot another plant first that had nothing in it. So
yeah, I got the Hugo's herbarium one first,
Yeah.
and then it wouldn't let me do anything after that. I was just walking around.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, you got Hugo's herbarium. Time to go back because there's no nightshade.
I did enjoy, like, killing... Even before that, when I was sneaking around, it was like, well, these guys are like... If I kill this guy, they're all going to notice and everything. So I did a lot of sneaking where I just walked through the grass and everything. Mm-hmm. But when I got to the second level, I was like, oh, is that guy far enough away? And then I would kill the guy near me, and then he'd be dead. And then all of a sudden a guard would be like, hey, why is that guy laying down? And he'd run over, and then I'd kill him and stuff like that.
There was a lot of no helmets in this chapter.
There was a few for sure. And then they introduced the saltpeter, I think, or what was it, where you hit the bag and it'll make it all dusty.
Yeah, put it out. Yeah, saltpeter.
So was a lot of like putting a fire out to kill a guy and then relighting the fire. So that's obviously why there's so many chests of alcohol and shit laying around, because you are using these different like things all the time to light stuff and put it out.
You're definitely going through your alchemical regions way more in this one than in the first one.
Exactly. So I'm not enjoying it as much as the first one. It's still fine, but unless the story really... And that's the other thing, too, is like, I don't remember at any point in the first game. I think like in the first game it was like, go from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Whereas in this game, it's been like, go from point A to B, back to A, but you never go from B to A. You go from A to B, and then you just teleport back to A.
Yeah.
And it's like, we had to fight our fucking ass off to get in there. There's guys alive outside, but... No, we just teleport right to the back. And it's just like, well, what? Like, it just is hollow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
It's just annoying that way.
Yeah, the only scene that managed to make me feel anything, which is what they're trying to go for, is that one where you're just outside the alchemist hut, you're trapped in the thing, and you're just killing dudes, and you're just losing your mind.
Yeah, she's just going crazy.
Yeah.
And then they're locked away. I'm like, why didn't they kill him? Like, then they say like, oh, we're gonna torch you. It's like, oh, okay,
torch you and then hang you.
And then Lucas is just like, well, say something. Like, she's like, I made a mistake, and he's like, that's all you can say is you made a mistake. And I was just like, yeah, is that all she can say? Like, what the fuck is she doing here?
Yeah,
they could have got away 10 fucking times, and she got him trapped.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but then they get out of the thing and just, we'll just walk back to the inn. Or
Lucas is like, hey, check out this bomb I got in my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, oops. I forgot about this.
Hey, no, they didn't even search him.
Yeah, they didn't search him.
All right, I'm going to throw this on the fire.
So I was like, where was he hiding that? And then I was streaming it, and the chat's like, oh, is it his prison wallet? I was like, well, that's probably the only place it could have been. So
yeah, after you get to the alchemist hut, you do the thing, you get captured.
Yeah.
And then you go and escape.
Yeah.
And you got to escape through like the castle, which is in the city.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, there's a little puzzle, a little sneakiness, a little getting out. And you get to that one part in the thing where you fire the ballista, and then you just teleport straight back.
Yeah, just instantly back.
Instantly back.
Yeah. So, whatever. We'll see what the next chapter's like. But
yeah, this hopefully, this is just an anomaly, because this is just like...
I mean, I feel that it's not going to be an anomaly.
A lot of people are really liking this game.
I mean, I'm enjoying it, but it's just not as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I've been trying to avoid just spoilers.
I haven't seen any spoilers or anything. So
I've seen like just headlines of reviews, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so good."
Yeah. No, I know the reviews and like the number of people playing it are very good.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
It looks amazing.
Like the transition from the city from being like the nice, fair whatever, unto when it's raining and muddy and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it looks totally different, but it still looks great.
Yeah, for sure.
So it looks really good, but yeah, it's not as good as the first game.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Would you upgrade?
My belt, so I don't need tools and stuff.
Oh, you got that high?
No, I got 2. I got the first 2 upgrades, I think.
I only did the first one.
Or maybe I didn't get the second one, but I'm super close. Like I need 5 parts or something like that.
I got the because that recycling of things, that seems good.
Yeah,
seems
that's
pretty good.
Exactly why I did it.
Yeah, so the first upgrade on your belt is you get to recycle knives or pots or like anything that's out there that you can't pick up.
Yeah,
not unless they're if they're items, not alchemical regions.
Yeah,
and you can just recycle them into parts so that you can upgrade more.
That
stuff.
Seemed good to me too.
Yes.
So I was like, I'll do those ones. And then I was like, well, I may as well just get it to the point where I don't need tools. So
yeah,
then I can just get parts all day long. So
I had a stack of tools. I was able to get 2 upgrades, and then I still had tools left.
I have tools left too. I just didn't have enough parts.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I got the belt number 1 and sling number 1.
I don't know. I think I did do another one, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
So we'll see anyways.
Yeah, we'll see what Chapter 4 holds. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it manages to evoke the feelings that it wants to evoke rather than trying to force it down our throats.
Well, I mean, maybe that's what they were trying to evoke, but it's just kind of clunky.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. You know what's not clunky?
Nah, don't.
Patreon.com /StreamVoid pod.
Right.
You can get in there. You can throw some money at the screen. You can help this podcast survive. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's going to survive whether you do or not. But still,
what about thrive?
It'll thrive.
There you go.
Yeah, lots of new content coming up. Lots of Patreon exclusive stuff.
Yep.
Coming up. We got a brand new Patreon B. That's his name, B.
He's like named after the bug?
The B bug. No, it's just B. Capital B. Period. No, nothing afterwards.
Okay, all right.
Shout out to you, sir.
Yep.
And of course, shout out to our other Patreons, John,
Kiro,
BA.
Oh, BA.
Rip.
Oh, Rip.
Niangelo.
Hey.
Ron.
Oh.
Master.
Nacho. And Nacho.
Hello.
Thank you. And me.
Yeah, big shout out to you guys.
Don't forget me. I want my shout out.
No, I shouted you already.
Oh, thank you.
At the beginning of the show.
I was the first patron.
You were the first patron.
It's like throw the dollar in the cup like I'm a busker.
Yeah.
I started off, you know.
Yeah. Thank you to our other Patrons. There is an exclusive Patreon video up right now.
Yes.
It's us eating the Pocky 1 chip.
Good Lord.
I was talking to B about that.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna eat it too." I'm like, "Are you sure?
Is that
something you want to do?"
Is he a Spice Lord?
He's a bit of a Spice Lord, so he was looking to buy one because apparently. Oh, where are they right now? Someone said they saw them somewhere, but I can't remember where.
Yeah.
I mean, I got one sitting in my desk at work.
Oh, yeah. That's if you want to get out of work early one day.
Yeah. I don't need to do that. I just go.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think I have 2 more coming.
Yeah.
Killer Kapowski bought 2, so.
Nice.
I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with those, but anyways.
And we have another Patreon exclusive video coming up soon. We just have to get all of the potted meat that we can find.
That's right. Well, we can start doing the collection for that already because I have 2.
Nice.
That I've picked up.
Nice.
One flavored Spam that I don't even remember what flavor it is. And then one from my work, like, I don't even know what brand it was. I'm sure it's terrible.
I'll have to go online and see what I can find, but buying Spam online is usually expensive.
Yeah, I would say we'll just get the stuff from the dollar store and stuff like that.
Sure. Walmart has their own, and a lot of people.
Great value potted meat.
Great value potted meat.
Damn, I wonder if there's Compliments brand potted meat.
There probably is.
So the one that I'm getting from my work, it has the key on it for opening it. But I was feeling it, and I was like, where do you even attach the key to it? I couldn't feel like a piece of metal to hook it to.
It's probably on the side.
Well, I was feeling it, and I couldn't feel it underneath the wrapper.
Weird.
So, I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, make sure you subscribe if you want to watch us eat some meat and talk about it straight out of a pot. We'll eat it raw. We'll eat it cooked.
Raw dogged.
Well, raw. It's cooked in the can. But, we'll eat it without frying it. And
Mikey will eat the fat right off the top.
I will eat the fat right off the top because it's delicious.
Disgusting.
Delicious.
We'll just put all the fat, collect it all up, put a wick in it, and make a Spam candle for you.
Oh, man.
Then your house will smell like Spam all day long.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sure, your wife will love it.
And she won't. But yes, patreon.com/StreamVoidPod for exclusive content. You get this podcast early. You get it tonight, the night we're recording it, which is Sunday, instead of Wednesday, when it normally comes out. You get access to an hour and a half, this episode, an hour and a half of post-show content, or pre-show content, plus the post-show.
Yes.
Oh, maybe it's not quite an hour and a half. It looked like an hour and a half. It's an hour and 15.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's still pretty good. A lot of bonus content of us talking about what was it? What was that other podcast we were talking about?
Oh, Cumtown?
The Cumtown podcast.
Yeah. Exactly.
And of course the post-show content, which isn't as much, but it's still value for your dollar.
Exactly.
All
for $1.
All for $1.
And once we hit our goal, which I don't know how close we are to it, Weebus Plebus is coming back.
Weebus Plebus.
Anime show.
Yeah,
we'll talk about whatever.
We'll watch anime and talk about it.
Yes.
Or just whatever.
And I don't like anime.
He sure doesn't.
Mikey T loves anime.
I sure do.
And we'll talk about why it sucks and why it's good.
Yep. It's the only it's the only way that you guys are going to make Curb watch Arcane.
That's for damn sure.
And I really want to watch Arcane again and talk about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess once it's unlocked, it's not Patreon exclusive, is it?
I don't know.
It's just the goal to release it to the world, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect. One thing I do want to say, we should have talked about it earlier. This is nothing like whatever. I'm trying to work on my computer, like get it all lined up because I'm having trouble with my computer set up now with like just inability to do things basically. And I've been trying to get like the parts together and I've been like holding off doing it. I'm waiting for Black Friday sales. Then when that's all done, if there's no sales, then it's like I'll finally just get what I need.
Just pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to wait and see if I can get a deal first.
Yeah, good idea.
That's what's going on with that. So,
very good.
Anyways.
Let's talk about the news.
Okay.
Hideo Kojima. Overdose. Some bizarre video was leaked.
Yes.
I don't know if I was looking for the link.
Okay.
None of the links on the articles work.
Okay.
They're all dead.
Okay.
But then I found one from Insider Gaming.
Okay.
And it seemed like it might have been the one, but it's just some dude recording his phone.
So
phone.
Does it end with like the scary part?
Yes.
Fades to black and you see a really scary thing of a topless man in the reflection?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the video.
That's the video?
That's the
video.
Is
that legit? Or is that just somebody smashed something together and made it look like it?
So it's being taken down?
Yes, it is being taken down. So
it might be legitimate?
Yeah.
But we don't know. But this is supposed to be a clip section of the Overdose game that Hideo Kojima is working on, his horror game or whatever.
The thing that I question about it is like, is it actually that? Because there's somebody streaming it in the bottom left-hand corner.
Well, the thing this was a recording of a stream on something of this person that was streaming it watching a video that was sent to them on TikTok or something like that. So it was originally like a video sent on TikTok that this person that was streaming it watched on stream, where this guy recorded it off his screen with his camera. So it's like Inception.
It's weird because it's got like the girl.
She's not playing it. That was her watching the video she got sent.
And then it's a video.
And then this guy was recording it. It was like the reaction of the reaction.
She had a controller in her hand.
Oh, well, maybe she was pretending to do it. Like,
yeah, it could be.
Because I remember a while ago, some guy was live streaming UFC fights on Twitch, but he was pretending to like play it like it was the real game. Just to, I don't know, so he wouldn't get banned from Twitch. I don't know. But that's what, in theory, it was anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So is it real? I don't know. It looked like whatever.
Yeah. It
didn't look like gameplay. It just looked like a terrible cutscene.
It looked like a cutscene from a PS2 game.
Well, the quality of the video is pretty bad too, but
yeah,
I mean,
even you could tell that the textures on like the arms and stuff like that weren't that great. But I mean, if it's just like a tech demo or something like that, just a preview, they might not have everything fully rendered out.
Yeah. So they said it was the model of the character from Death Stranding.
Yeah.
But like, who knows? It could have been just like a proof of concept. Like it could be anything really. We don't know.
Yeah.
It just was. it was very scary when the screen went to black and I saw that man's torso reflected in the screen.
I could see the man's torso reflected in the screen the entire time.
I know, but it was very startling when it went to black, and I was like, oh,
that dude doesn't have a shirt on.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what's going to be coming with Overdose, what he's doing next.
Yeah.
I mean, he always has interesting ideas. He's not a very good storyteller or writer. Like, he's all right, but it's just kind of like clunky the way he does his writing. Like, you remember at the beginning of Death Stranding, where it's like the guy's telling Norman Reedus about how the world of Death Stranding works, like he doesn't know already. And I'm like, why are you talking to him like this? He knows all this. So,
yeah,
I'll be interested to see what's coming on. If it's an actual horror game, is it a sequel to Death Stranding? Yeah, we still don't know.
No, we definitely don't. I mean, the gameplay looked like it would be pretty cool if that's what it was actually going to be.
What did it show the gameplay? She's just walking around.
Yeah, she's walking around. She's like getting chased by something at some point. It looks all pretty spooky.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like anyone's really playing it.
No.
Just because of the movement and stuff like that happens.
And the camera view is unless it was like Resident Evil style tank controls, like it didn't look like whatever.
Yeah, it looked like she's walking, and then it looks like for like, I don't know, a quarter of it, and then it goes into cutscene.
Yeah.
Kind of like a in-game cutscene.
So who knows? We'll see.
We will see.
I got to go back to Death Stranding. Said it about 1 billion times.
Yes.
But I got to do it.
It's got to go in a game club. Otherwise, I can't play it.
Well, I mean, like, but that's one of the ones where it's like, how do you split it up?
Yeah. Timed interval.
Yeah, exactly. You play for 20 minutes and talk about what happened. You play for an hour.
Play for an hour.
What if I make it to like New Knot City and you're stuck over there in like New Washington,
and I'm just like delivering packages like crazy?
Exactly.
And then it'll be like,
yeah.
I think we'd have to set like goals.
Yeah.
Like get here, get here, get here.
Yeah. We'll think about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, Overdose.
In the worst news of 2022, Square Enix's Symbiogenesis isn't a Parasite Eve revival that everyone was hoping for.
Oh, no.
It is actually just a digital art collection.
Yes.
For Web3 fans, whatever that means.
That means NFTs.
Yeah. I've written in the comments here, boo.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Yeah, they're talking about how this is going to be like a release of things you can use as your web avatar and shit like that. It's like, I can do that anyways. I don't need to buy your bullshitty NFT to do that. In fact, I'll screenshot your NFT and make it my avatar anyways.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
They fully bamboozled everyone.
Well, I mean, did they really? They didn't say it was a game.
No, they didn't, but everyone assumed, and we're like, oh man, that would be so cool. Symbiogenesis.
It's a good, it was based off of Parasite Eve, it's a good guess.
Yeah, I mean, they got everyone talking about their stuff, so.
We should have known better, though.
We should have known better.
Like, those Square Enix guys are really, like, got a big boner for NFT bullshit.
Yeah, they sure do, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's disheartening, but whatever.
It is for sure.
You guys run your company how you want to run it.
Yeah, but that's never worked for them really in the past. They've made a lot of bunghole errors. So yeah. So again, unfortunately, more NFT talk, but yeah, they bamboozled us.
They bamboozled us hard. So now we got to talk about.
I don't know. Every time Square Enix is announcing something, it's just like, why? No,
why would you do that?
Not that. We don't want that. It's like, we're not going to give you the Final Fantasy 1 remake you want. We're going to do the Final Fantasy 1 remake story with an action gameplay. It's like, no, we want an RPG.
No, action RPG with light on the RPG, heavy on the action.
That's like they also did their little Final Fantasy Battle Royale that no one asked for that didn't even last a year.
Did they?
Yeah. They just ended it.
Did we talk about that at all?
I think we talked about it in the case of like I watched the Square Enix conference and it was like they showed off their terrible battle royale that they're still doing, but they finally like shit canned it. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Even Final Fantasy 16, it's like, is it going to be something we want to play? I don't know.
Not me.
Who knows, man? Maybe it plays like Apex Legends.
Maybe.
Nah, probably
not.
It
won't. It won't at all. I mean, I haven't even played Apex Legends lately. I've played 6 games this entire season.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? 16 is probably going to be a lot like 14 or 15, I guess. Sort of an open world action RPG. It was interesting, the little bit I played of it anyways.
Haven't played any since 10.
Not even 10-2?
Not even 10-2.
You're missing out.
10 was the last one.
You didn't get to see the all-girl band of Yuna, Riku.
I mean, I have because I've
Pain?
seen. I think you were playing it one time when I was over.
Oh, yeah.
And I know Serenith was playing it.
Oh, yeah. Classically interesting game. I want to replay it.
Do it. Play it on stream.
That one's weird because, like, if you want to get 100% in it, you have to do, like, specific things.
You have to unlock all the costumes.
Well, you do, but, like, to get one costume, you have to, like, talk to specific people in a specific way, and if you do it wrong, you don't get the costume.
Crazy.
It's weird.
Huh.
It's weird.
Yeah.
They were kind of into that back then in that Final Fantasy 10 through 12 era. There's like the ultimate weapon in that game. You can't get it if you... There's like 5 specific chests at the start of the game that if you open one of them, you can't get the ultimate weapon.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So when it's like, of course at the start of the game, you're going to open all the chests because you have nothing. But yeah, I think they might have fixed it for the remaster, but that was the original thing, is like to get the best weapon. There's like, if you open one of these 5 chests, it's like, no, you can't get the best weapon. You got to Iron Man
the beginning of the game.
Yeah, basically.
What the hell?
Yeah, so I don't know. Who knows why they decided that was a good idea.
Yeah, that's bizarre as frig.
Yeah, so
that's bizarre as frig.
Anyways, yeah, I want to go back to Final Fantasy like 10 and 10-2, but I want to beat Watch Dogs first.
Yeah.
And I want to beat Elden Ring.
Dark Elden Ring?
Dark Elden Ring. Elden Ring's a huge fucking game, though.
Yeah.
I did beat the first boss, finally.
Oh, yeah?
In Elden Ring. Well, like, the first real boss. I beat, like,
the first big boss.
Yeah, Margit, during my 120-hour stream.
Nice.
Yeah, only died. Like, I went back to her and finally beat her. I didn't die that many times. Well, her or him, I don't know. I didn't die that many times when I went back to the battle.
Good.
Because I was leveled up a bit.
Level up a bit?
Well, and I just sort of was more in tune to how the game played.
Yeah.
So if you go back and look at my first time I played Dark Souls, it's like, holy fuck. That's crazy how bad I was. But
yeah.
No, I'm still bad, but in a less bad way.
You're still bad, but you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, those games are so, like, inscrutable. You have no idea what's happening. You have to read everything or be told everything to figure out how those games work. So anyways.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
That's called a digression.
Yes. NFTs suck.
Yeah.
Don't and give us Parasite Eve.
Yes.
Some VR news here. PlayStation VR 2 launching February 2023 at a cost of $549.99. American.
It's not inexpensive.
That is very expensive.
Yeah.
Considering you can get a MetaQuest 2 for $529.96 Canadian.
So is the MetaQuest 2 the standalone one?
Yes.
So you don't need a computer?
You don't need a computer.
Yeah. So, like, I was like, damn, it's $600. That's expensive. But it's actually not $600. It's like $1,000.
Yeah, because you need a PlayStation.
Because you need the PlayStation. So it's, like, not particularly cheap.
I mean, that's just like having just like the Vive and whatever, because you still need a computer to play that. But still, for a console-based accessory, that's pretty expensive.
Again, like, it's going to be, you're going to get the, 30 games that come out near launch just to get in on the hype, and anyone that's bought a VR set wants to get something to play with, so they buy every shitty game.
Yeah.
But then down the road, it's like, what are you going to get? You're not going to get any of the high-budget games on there, because they have to sell 1 million copies to make their money back, and there's not going to be 1 million headsets out there. So you're going to get the small game, which is fine. Small games are good, don't get me wrong. But it's like, I don't know, man.
Some of the best VR games are small.
Yeah, probably.
Like Beat Saber.
Exactly. But, I mean, is that what the people buying the VR headset are wanting? I don't know.
Probably. I mean,
they're not wanting the next Half-Life Alyx?
I mean, will Half-Life another Half-Life Will Valve launch Half-Life Alyx on the VR?
No, I don't mean like legitimately actually Half-Life Alyx. I meant in the vein of that kind of quality of a game.
That'll be tough.
Yeah.
That'll be tough.
Like, what did we see at the last Sony thing? They had like the Horizon VR arrow shooting game. I mean,
because it was like adventuring. You would go adventure around, climb stuff, shoot arrows. Yeah. It looked fairly cool.
I don't know, but even
I don't know if it's a system seller.
The graphical fidelity of it was not too high.
No.
So I don't know. I have the VR, PlayStation VR, and I've used it like the 1 or 2 times basically.
Yeah.
But that's also like, do I want to leave all these fucking cables laying around my living room? Right. And like,
you kind of have to, like, with a system that you have to set up like that, you kind of have to have a dedicated room for that.
That's
whereas with an Oculus, like the MetaQuest 2, there's no wires, it's in tracking. You can just do that anywhere. Like it doesn't matter. It's battery operated.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have like a Vive or a Quest or a PSVR, you need to have a dedicated setup place.
And it's not like it's just like, oh, you take it and plug it into your PlayStation, you're good to go. It's like, no, you have to plug in the power box, and that has to go into the HDMI, and then the HDMI to your TV has to go into it, and it's just like, oh my fucking God. It's too much.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a fully dedicated room and leave it set up. Otherwise, it's just too much of a pain.
Yeah.
Which is why I have a dedicated room with my VR.
Exactly. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm not too interested in this. Maybe if I get another deal on it, and I can buy it for like $130 or whatever I got my VR for, I'd do that. But
yeah, we'll make it happen.
Oh wow, really? How are we gonna do that?
Yeah, we'll, February, still winter out. Let's go sabotage some brakes.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do a little corporate espionage.
Let's do it.
I like it.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Not only if you get caught.
Only if you get caught. Only if you talk about it on your podcast and then go do it.
Exactly. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Next up. Dwarven Fortress.
Say that one more time.
Dwarf Fortress.
Use your words.
Dwarf Fortress. Big makeover will be out on Steam in December.
Finally.
Dwarf Fortress.
I've wanted to play Dwarf Fortress for probably like, I don't know, 15 years or something like that. Like ever since I heard about it, I was like, this game sounds incredible. It's like old school, like PC game though.
Yeah.
So this game basically, for you don't know, is like you just run a dwarf colony.
Dwarf Fortress, yeah.
And it's all randomly generated basically. I don't think you can tell the dwarves what to do specifically. I think it's more like you just sort of lay down what you'd like to see done, and they go about trying to get it to be done. Not like RimWorld, where you can tell a guy specifically to do something. I'm not sure, though.
So Dwarf Fortress has been out since 2002 as a freeware app.
Yes.
On iOS and Android.
Oh, well, that might be not actually Dwarf Fortress.
It is.
Then.
It actually is.
Oh, wow.
It's been in construction since 2002. The alpha release was in 2006, and it's still going.
Oh yeah, it's not like it's stopped or anything. Yeah, I've just heard stories of, back in the back in the dark days of the internet, where you could just read stuff and not watch a video unless you wanted to have a real player video buffer for an hour. I would read people's stories of what happened to them written as a story in what happened in Dwarf Fortress. And I would be like, this game sounds incredible. But I was not a PC gamer. Mm-hmm. And, I just kept it in my head. Like, I'd like to play this someday. And when they said it was coming to Steam with graphics and everything, that's the other thing. It's all ASCII.
Yeah, it used to be all ASCII.
So it's like, the M means mountain, and you'll see a bunch of M's all together. That means mountain. Whereas they finally were like, you know what? Let's step into the year 1999 and get some graphics in our game.
Yeah. It happened.
Yes.
Graphicked up.
So the graphics are whatever, pretty bare bones, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's coming in December. I will definitely look at it when it comes out and see how much it costs. If it's going to be like $60, I'm not going to be getting it. Like maybe 19,
I doubt
maybe
it'll be 60.
Maybe
it'll
30.
Probably be 20 to 30.
Yeah, maybe $29. I mean, at worst, I tried. I don't like it. I refund it.
Yeah,
I get 5 hours. So, but I've been wanting to play this game for years.
Yeah,
so will it live up to
the opportunity is coming?
Will it live up to the hype in my brain? Probably not. Probably not. So, have you been interested in Dwarf Fortress at all?
No,
not even. What about when it comes out?
I might.
No,
we'll see if I get it for free.
How will you get it for free?
I don't know. You'll have to be playing it, and I'll have to come over and be like, "Oh, hey, look at that! That looks pretty cool. I'm gonna play that."
That's not free.
No, it's not free, but then I would buy it and play it and be like, okay, not for me. Or, okay it's for me.
I just think it always looked interesting. Like I'd read these stories about like they'd get attacked and like the only survivor would be one of the cats. Or like there'd be a potato famine and the dwarves would all die. Or a dragon would burrow out of the ground and kill everything. And just like, wow, this sounds crazy.
Sounds a lot like RimWorld.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think you control the dwarves. And
do you control the people at RimWorld?
You can specifically
just give them suggestions.
No, you can tell them to do exactly what you want. Will they do it? Generally, yes. Like they'll always do what you tell them, but as soon as they finish, they'll go back to what they want to do. But you can then manually tell them again to do something else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited.
It'll be interesting.
Yes.
I know some other people who are excited as well. So
really,
yes.
Oh wow.
Yes, I know.
Crazy.
Speaking of something that's not exciting, PlayStation Plus. Very underwhelming. And it has lost 1.9 million subscribers since relaunch.
That's crazy.
Yes.
But that's like saying they went from like 49 to 47 million subscribers.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty good.
It's still a lot. They were saying, I was reading an article and they were like, oh my God, this is the most controversial feature of the PlayStation Plus.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
I'm like, what? This is controversial?
Yeah, the feature.
The controversy is that they only tell you there's 2 weeks left before the game goes away.
Yeah. I know. I saw that too, and I was like, this is stupid as hell.
That's dumb.
I was like, where do they get this source? It's like a few Reddit posts. I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. So stupid.
I was like, oh my God. That is the least controversial thing I've ever heard.
So dumb. Yeah, this is after they relaunched and they rebranded everything, and I think the confusion about what each level does and everything.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. I don't even know what's going on with them. And with like some of the games are streaming only, and like it's just like, oh my God. The other thing too though is I think they've enacted a feature where if it's a dormant account, they automatically stop renewing it too. Whereas before, like if you, Mikey T, are you still paying for PlayStation?
No.
Okay.
No, last time we talked about it, I canceled it.
Okay, perfect.
Right, I should cancel this.
Yes. So before, like with you, what you hadn't logged into PlayStation in like whatever months, but they still were like, it's fine. We'll take his money.
Yeah.
Whereas now I think if you're dormant, they automatically stop renewing it.
Yeah. That's good. That's
practice. Great for customer or whatever. But I think that's probably part of this here too, is they had a fair amount were just automatically renewing, and it was like, oh, they haven't signed in 6 months. We better stop charging them or whatever.
That's a good guy Sony move right there.
It's also the relaunch was what, like 3 months ago or whatever.
Something like that.
It's like in the second half of the year where people are generally cutting down on their expenses leading up to Christmas too.
Yeah.
So
everyone's outside because it's summer.
There's that too. So I'm not too surprised they've lost a lot, but 2 million's not
No, it's a drop in the bucket.
Well, it's still a significant amount of money.
Bucket,
like
it's a drop.
That's anywhere between $20 to $30 million of revenue that's gone.
Yep.
Because it's all $10 to $20 a month, basically.
Yeah.
So it's not a small amount. And Sony's a way smaller company than Microsoft.
Yeah. Way
like
smaller.
Microsoft loses 2 million subscriptions. Okay.
Drop in the bucket.
Most of their money is from the business side, not the gaming side. Whereas like half of Sony's revenue is fucking PlayStation. So it's like, that's, you don't want to see that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I still am subscribed to some level of PlayStation Plus. I don't know which one. I should probably cancel it, but I have to beat a game before I cancel it.
Yeah.
So
and you turn your PlayStation on now and then.
Yeah, occasionally. I played during my 120-hour stream. I played Final Fantasy on it.
Yeah.
Whatever, but I got to beat Until Dawn, and then I can cancel it. So.
Very good.
Yeah. Then it'll be 1.9000001 subscribers lost.
Speaking of losing, Microsoft is losing up to $200 on each Xbox console sold.
What?
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
Yeah, imagine that. They're subsidizing their own console to get it out there.
Look at this. This next article. Sky is blue. News at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no shit they're losing. Sony's doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, everyone's doing the same thing.
Maybe not Nintendo.
But this leads into the next thing where Phil Spencer says, I do think at some point we'll have to raise some prices on certain things, but going into this holiday, we thought it was important to maintain prices. So they're talking about price hikes on consoles and maybe subscriptions.
Yeah, subscriptions I could see them doing. I don't know. Didn't Sony do that recently?
Yes, they did. And yeah.
I guess Microsoft could follow suit, but like they kind of need to like not give up any sort of pricing like lead they have or advantage they have on Sony.
Yeah. So Phil also says that we've held our price on our consoles, we've held our price on games and our subscriptions. I don't think we will do that forever.
No, I wouldn't think so either, but it's just I can't see them increasing the price of the console. The console is always the loss leader.
Yeah, 100%.
Like to get everybody in. So subscriptions going up, yes, I can see that. The price of games going up, they're already like $90 in Canada.
I know, they're so expensive.
Like I can't see them going up anymore. Like could you imagine $100 for an Xbox game?
We do have some listeners in Australia that have seen those things.
That's normal there.
I know it's normal there, but it could become normal here.
Anyways. But the thing too is like also in Australia, like minimum wage is like $20 or $21 or something like that. So there's also that too, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't buy as many games as I used to.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Like in the 360 days, oh my God.
all the games I buy now are like $10 and under, and I play those like the Dickens.
Usually I wait until it's on sale. But there are, and the other thing too is like, I would have bought a lot of games had I not had Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because like I would have bought Forza 5. I would have bought like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah. Who knows, whatever, right? Whereas now it's like Game Pass, whatever it is, $12 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I get the games. But there are games coming that I am going to buy at full retail price. But like even then, it's like I would buy Starfield, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass. So like why would I buy it?
Exactly. The last AAA game I bought was Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but even for me, I didn't pay for it. Like I used all my credit.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I mean, I bought 100 Rockstar energy drinks.
So what? You paid $360 for?
Well, it was like those Rockstar. Oh, I didn't buy that many. But the Rockstars were like 2 for $5 or 3 for $5, and each one gave 1 credit. So it was like I was getting. You can either think of it like I bought 5 Rockstars for $2 and I bought Cyberpunk for full price, or I got Cyberpunk for free and I bought all these Rockstars, which I was going to buy an energy drink anyways.
Yeah, you're definitely were.
It was just like a bonus, right? So,
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like the price is going up, man. I don't know. I just don't see the console going up.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see.
I don't know. Like, it just doesn't. I can't. Like, Sony's so far ahead. They got to use any advantage they can to get more people to buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, if like your grandma goes into Walmart and be like, I'm going to get my grandson a gaming console. Oh, the Xbox Series X is $599. But the PlayStation is $699. Like, which one is Grandma going to buy?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you specifically are holding Grandma's hand and being like, "This is what I want right here."
Yeah,
she's probably going to get the $599. Actually, she's probably going to get the Series S. So, you know,
need Grandpa Curb to go out there and buy your.
No, there's never going to be Grandpa Curb. That's not going to happen.
Well, let's hop to the last article here, since we're talking about Phil Spencer and Microsoft.
Okay.
Microsoft intends to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Yes.
He says that in a podcast, he's like, we're not taking Call of Duty away from PlayStation. And then he continues to say, as long as there's a PlayStation out there to ship to, our intent is that we will continue to ship Call of Duty to PlayStation.
I've never, ever said the opposite to that. I've always said, yes, there will be Call of Duty on PlayStation. What I've said is it's going to be Warzone. It will be Warzone, the free-to-play, not Warzone. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Warzone?
Warzone. You were saying
there
Warzone.
will always be Call of Duty on there. It'll be like Call of Duty Warzone. Free-to-play, monetized, yes. PlayStation, no problem. But there will be a day where Modern Warfare 4 is not on PlayStation.
Could be.
That's what I say. That's my take on it.
That's your hot take.
He doesn't say like he doesn't say single player Call of Duty or anything
doesn't say
like that.
single
He
player
just says Call of Duty.
He does
like
just
that
say
could
Call
mean
of Duty.
anything. Like Call of Duty's on PlayStation. We released our Call of Duty app that lets you look at Call of Duty videos. It's on PlayStation. Like he's a businessman, and they're always weaselly like this.
Yeah.
So like they did the same thing with what was something about CD Projekt Red? They said something very similar. Like technically we're correct. So that's exactly what it's going to be, in my opinion.
In your opinion, yep. I'm complete opposite. I say they continue to ship to PlayStation full games.
I guess so.
But, that's just two men opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave a comment down below and let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think. But, like, you don't spend that much money to buy Activision to not get people to buy the Xbox.
But they're losing $200 on every Xbox anyway.
Yeah, but it's not about that. Okay. Xbox ecosystem.
Yes.
Is what I mean.
I know.
So, if they can get people to buy an Xbox to play Modern Warfare 4 by keeping Battlezone the inferior product on PlayStation, they will totally do that.
And it is an inferior product.
Yes. Exactly. So, I don't know. We'll see. Or they could be just using it as a bargaining chip. Like, oh, well, we wanted to leave Call of Duty on PlayStation, but they won't let us put Game Pass on there. Like, they just won't let us do it. So, like, okay. Whatever. Sorry, we can't do it. They won't let us do it.
That's actually a pretty good bargaining chip, I would imagine.
Well,
like,
yeah.
You can have all the... yeah, we'll publish our games on your console, but you have to have Game Pass.
Yeah. That won't work.
No, it sure won't.
They won't do it, but, like, that's how they could spin it. Like, we want to do it. But think about when it was crossplay. Everyone was like, we want to do crossplay, but Sony won't let us do it. They just won't let us do it. So... who knows?
Yeah.
They're businessmen. That's the way they weasel out of it. Technically, I didn't say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. You've got Call of Duty Mobile. So I said Call of Duty. So who knows, right? But
yeah.
Anyways. Or again, okay, maybe it's not even that. Maybe it is another thing. 6 months on the Xbox. Then it comes out on PlayStation. That's still on PlayStation. So... could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right, last up.
Yep.
Remedy says Alan Wake 2 is on track for next year, and its co-op Control spinoff already feels fun, in quotation marks. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Alan Wake 2 on track for next year. That's going to be pretty exciting for you.
I mean, I liked Alan Wake. Did you not like Alan Wake?
I like the storyline.
Yeah.
I didn't like the gameplay.
The gameplay sucks. I'm going to say the gameplay of Alan Wake 2 is going to be way better.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I'm imagining we're going to be playing it for Game Club.
I would hope so. I really like Alan Wake's story.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, too, is we should be doing Control, probably. I don't know if it's broken up into levels or chapters.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is broken up into chapters, and I would say so. That'd be a good one to play as well.
I mean... it's good news when they say a game's feeling fun. That means they're sort of like, excuse me.
I don't like that they put it in quotes.
Well, it's probably a quote from a guy's quote.
Yeah, it could be.
But it means they're sort of like looking at it as like a game.
Yeah.
Rather than like, we've got this story and the game comes secondary.
Yeah.
Which is generally, I don't think, the best way to do it, really.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2, hopefully. I mean, come on. You got to think like, okay, Alan Wake 1, what's it all about? Light, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what you're going to be playing Alan Wake 2 upstairs, 4K TV, 4K resolution, HDR, light, God rays and shit flying around?
It's going to look good.
Yeah, it's going to look super good. I want to see the story of Alan Wake continued. Though one of the articles we don't have in here is that Remedy did their little earnings report.
Yeah.
And they haven't made any money from Alan Wake remastered yet.
Oh no.
So that's not a good sign, but I mean they're so far in Alan Wake 2 that it's going to come out.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah, and Control spin-off feeling fun. cool. I've never played Control, so I don't know what it's all about.
I have it on many different platforms.
Yeah, me too.
But I have not played it yet.
Yeah,
either.
me too.
I've seen some people play it. I still don't know.
I've never even seen anyone play it. I know that it's sort of tied into the Alan Wake universe. So
yeah,
whatever that means, I don't know.
Me neither.
But I'm excited anyways. I loved Alan Wake's story. Yeah, the gameplay back in 2008 or whatever. The gameplay was fine.
Yeah.
Back in 2022,
not so much.
Not so much. But the game still looked good and everything.
Oh, so yeah. Like the remaster looked great.
The story's interesting.
So story was cool.
I'm excited for Alan Wake 2 for sure.
But getting through like the combat and the clunky controls and the, oh my God, what is this?
Just the game
to get to the next storyline beat.
And the gameplay innovations that are not in the game that you just expect nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I got hit from behind. Why didn't it have a little arrow telling me I was going to get hit from behind? It's like this kind of stuff just wasn't around then. So.
No, it sure wasn't.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a Control spinoff, a co-op Control spinoff coming. So
yeah, it was a fairly well reviewed and I think sold fairly well game.
Control?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it was one of the top games of the year, I think, when it came out.
It's supposed to be really good, so I'm not sure why I never got around to playing it, but yeah. I mean, of course, that's the way the gaming industry is. It's all about sequels.
Yeah.
Like, why make a new product when we can just make it, slap part 2 on it, and we're guaranteed to sell a bunch.
New IP? That's hard to come out with. People don't want new IPs all the time. They want the old familiar. You know, they want the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yes,
you know,
basically. It's crazy, but whatever.
But they want it, you know, with some chocolate sprinkles on it this time.
Exactly. Delicious chocolate sprinkles.
Yep.
Anyways, there you go.
Yeah, we'll probably play that next year for the Game Club.
As long as there's chapters.
As long as there's chapters.
I'm going to assume there's going to... It's based... If he's a novelist, it's going to be chapters,
There's going to
right?
be chapters for sure.
Yeah, I would think so. So I'm sure it's going to control much better.
Yes.
Way better.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
100%. Hopefully.
Then again, it also was like... Maybe it was intentional. He's a writer. He's not a fighter. Maybe that whole thing was intentional.
Ooh.
Meta,
for sure. It could be intentional. Yeah, I mean...
Well, do you remember running around as Alan Wake and be like, fuck, he's winded already? Like,
yeah.
It's like, well, he's just a writer.
He's just a dude who writes books.
Maybe there's a time jump between, and he's been like, I don't know, getting buff in the dark zone or something like that, so he's good at fighting? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we'll find out.
Yes.
Next year.
Exactly.
Well, guys, that's going to be it for this podcast. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in live.
Thank you.
Everyone for tuning in not live.
Thank you
to all the Patreons who are out there.
Yes, thank you.
Make sure you sign up for the Patreon if you want to get access to all the exclusive bonuses. We're going to have another video coming out really quickly of us just going to ham on some potted ham.
Exactly.
So, yes, I've been Mikey T.
Yes. I've been KurbStomped.
And we will see you guys again in 1 week's time.
Au revoir.
Bye.